Hello, and we got more excitement for you because Bitcoin is breaking another record, and this time by a large amount, just straight up shatters it. Spot Bitcoin volume has shattered a record with a massive $7.7 billion traded today. And this is more than doubling the previous high from days ago. So they're breaking record after record after record. This means the interest is not going down. It's only going up, and inflows are only going to increase. You know, the projected $150 billion AUM for the Bitcoin ETF over 3 years, I think that's underselling it by a lot. I think it's going to be $300 billion, possibly even more. So the 10 ETFs saw $7.69 billion in volume on February 28th per data posted X by Bloomberg ETF analyst James Seifert. And you can actually see James Seifert, his post here. So the new record for Bitcoin ETF trading volume is officially 7.69 billion. The previous record was 4.66 billion from launch day. That's right, folks. Today we had like 3 billion, more than 3 billion more volume than launch day. That's how excited people are about the ETF, and that's why we're going up. And I don't think that excitement is coming down anytime soon, folks. And I think that's why we're going to go above the all-time high. It's pretty much guaranteed. The Bitcoin ETFs are absolutely demolishing prior trading volume from record from day one. We're seeing 6.28 billion. There's still 90 minutes left of trading. So that was like during the day. I don't know if any other ETF has actually had this much action. This is like probably the biggest ETF that's launched in a very, very long time. Grayscale, so like BlackRock was the biggest one. Grayscale was second, and Fidelity was third. Now, BlackRock is mainly inflows. Grayscale is going to be mainly outflows, and Fidelity is going to be mainly inflows. So number one, inflows. Number two, outflows. Number three, inflows. Net positive, obviously a big, big inflow. The combined volumes of GBTC and FBTC comprise about 43% of the total volume. It only took half a day of trading for the 9 new ETFs to blow past their previous record. So like the total number of trades was double too, over 500,000 individual trades. So basically like that's why we went up as high as $64,000. And I think we only really came down to about 58 because Coinbase kind of like died. And after it came back up, we're about 61.5 again. So tomorrow, like when it opens, I wouldn't be surprised to see 65, 66K. And we're going so close to the all-time high. So essentially, there was about 216.4 million in net outflows from GBTC, but the others easily made up for that and then some. So this shattering records, yeah, some of it was GBTC outflow, but a lot of it was IBIT and Fidelity inflow. And that canceled out the GBT outflows very, very easily. So yes, we shattered a new record. It shows people are more interested than ever in the Bitcoin ETF, and there is nothing stopping us from going to an all-time high. Some people are saying like this is an unhealthy pump. I don't think that makes any sense. I mean, this is literally people being interested in the ETF, literally people buying the ETF that's been pent up for years because the SEC has basically delayed the approval of the ETF by several years. And I don't think any of the TA, like overbought, oversold, whether like the Fibonacci retracement levels, I don't think any of those matter right now because the pent up demand is really, really big and everyone's trying to get in on the game. So I do believe we will actually see an all-time high in March at this point. In other news, SBF's family is begging for mercy and trying to get him out of prison as soon as possible. They're looking for about 5 to 6 years of prison, and he deserves over 20 years in prison. I don't actually think the judge is going to grant this request. My son cannot adjust to prison life is not a reason to let that kid out of prison. Hell, if SBF only gets 5 to 6 years of prison, CZ should get no prison time, $1 billion bonus, and a free trip to the Bahamas for his service as a citizen, as a valuable citizen. If you give SBF that lenient service, because SBF lost billions and billions of dollars of people's money. CZ didn't lose anyone's money. It's just, I think the government really wants to get rid of CZ to promote their own companies or because they find him hard to deal with. So they are basically saying that because Sam Bankman-Fried has lack of social awareness, he should be let out of prison. I don't really care if you put him in solitary confinement or like have him in another part of the prison away from other prison inmates, but he should not be let out of prison early just because he can't adjust to prison life. So like basically the lawyers for SBF wrote 29 letters of support of clemency for the former FTX CEO as a federal judge prepares to not decide his sentence, including recommendations from his immediate family. So, like, obviously the prosecutors are going to be something like 20 years or 30 years, and his family is obviously pushing for 5 to 6 years. They say that his life would actually be wasted online, and he has so much more to offer the world. I'm sorry, scamming lots of people out of billions of dollars is not offering the world all that much. And of course, having your life ruined in prison, you ruin the life of a lot of other people. So this is kind of the consequences of your own actions. So yeah, I don't really buy this at all. And having your life wasted in prison, that's kind of the price for like basically being part of a gigantic scam. Unlike at trial, where aspects of a defendant's character may not always be presented as evidence, sentencing opens the door on various personal appeals from friends and family members. So they're really trying to work on, I guess, the emotional angle, and they're trying to leverage, I guess, his autism to get him a shorter sentence. And of course, there are obviously people against this, me being one of them, obviously. And this guy called Lucas Gates says, as an autistic advocate, SBF does not deserve to get off lightly for his crimes because of autism defense, purely a get out of jail free card. He knew what he did was a fraud, and he should go to prison for the rest of his days. Moron. I agree with him. Maybe not for life, but for 20, 30 years at least. That should be like the minimum punishment for what he did, based on the punishments for other people. And he did cause a lot of people a lot of pain and a lot of suffering. Marathon has done super, super well. It's Marathon Mining, that is. It's basically gotten 4x revenue in Q4, but more than that, they are actually unveiling another Bitcoin Layer 2 network called Enduro. And this will actually utilize merge mining. And this would allow miners to earn revenue from sidechain transactions while continuing to mine on BTC. This is pretty exciting. Obviously, Marathon is trying to become the leader in terms of Bitcoin mining, and they're thinking of innovative new solutions and new business models they can actually come at. So crypto mining giant Marathon Digital is venturing into Bitcoin scaling with newly announced multi-chain layer 2 network called Enduro. Now, I still think it's a horrible idea to actually develop on Bitcoin, but some people are obsessed with it, so they're going to go ahead and do it. This is a programmable layer 2, and it's designed to systematically integrate decentralized governance with a focus on becoming the most reliable developer-centric Bitcoin layer 2. Now, I mean, like Bitcoin Layer 2, we already have Lightning, but Lightning can't handle a lot of things, so they're hoping that this will be able to do that. I'm not really that confident about it. I don't think Bitcoin's just made to scale or do anything besides be a store of value, but maybe they're really, really trying to add more versatility to Bitcoin. And they're going to test it a lot, obviously. So watch out for that. Maybe there'll be a coin for this, but it's called Enduro. That's the new Bitcoin Layer 2 network. Gemini, after a long time, is going to turn over $1 billion to customers. And I bet Gemini earned customers are going to be happy because this is a settlement with the NYDFS. Gemini said that 97% of the assets should be recoverable within 2 months and the remaining asset balance within the next 12 months. This is very, very good because 97% on lost money, definitely something you want to hear. And I think customers will be pretty happy. Yes, they kind of missed out on the last year and a half, but honestly, the last year and a half kind of sucked anyways. So this must have been like a big blessing in disguise that they didn't sell in the last year and a half. And now since Bitcoin's pretty high, they might be good to actually cash out. So NYDFS Superintendent Adrian A. Harris secures commitment from Gemini Trust Company to return at least $1.1 billion to earn customers. Good job, New York AG. Or New York DFS, you did something good. If approved by the bankruptcy court, Gemini says it expects earn users to receive 100% of their cryptocurrency assets back, plus appreciation on top of that. So not only 100% of your cryptocurrency assets, but also some interest. And about 97% of these assets should be recoverable in about 2 months. So Gemini is definitely not planning to scam people, and they're going to pay back everything with interest. So hopefully, it's great that if you had your money in Gemini earned, you didn't lose it, but you're getting it back and then some. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.